Hey, today I'm looking at some work around content planning, scheduling strategy, and I've been coming up with this kind of framework around how to think about content in a way that's scalable and removes some of the creative blocks that might come up that I've found, when you just like, hey, I need to create some content today, and then you have a blank page in front of you, no idea what to do. So to sort of solve that, I'm coming up with this system, and the system is based on kind of like a building around cadences for different types of content, and this will be sort of getting built out a little bit over the next while as we sort of figure out what kind of content can be produced quickly and easily, and develop some um, numbers around what's working, what's not working, and evolve it over time. But I want essentially 80% of the content that that we're putting out for psychedelic water to be stuff that requires very little thought around um, how it's going to look, what it's going to, where it's going to be published to, that sort of thing. So that's kind of where we're going, and this is what it looks like. I'll switch over to my screen here. So we've got this like recurring content schedule, and it's based on cadences for different types of content. So we've got stories. Those would be the pieces of content that are designed to last for 24 hours on Instagram and Facebook. Um, at the moment, we're not really doing Snapchat, but any place that has a story kind of concept, this would be that kind of content. And for those, we're looking for two pieces a day, one video, one photo, and sort of kind of thing at minimum. Um, I have a ChatGPT prompt that I think I went over in a previous video, and that sort of generates the idea every day for those two pieces of content. And um, yeah, one piece is a little bit of a just sort of relate to the audience and the fans, and the second one is a little bit more product focused and let people know where to buy it. So there's always a way, because with stories you can put a link in there, so there's always a way to sort of direct people to a particular product or the website or Amazon, or something that you want to promote. So that's the stories. Then we got short form video. I'm trying to get to one a day of that format. That would go out on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and also get published on X, potentially as a link to the YouTube, probably, because I'm trying to build the audience there. Um, but it could be. I think X seems to be like they're trying to do a TikTok style feed, so it may become more native over there. Um, Doing one per day is kind of the idea, and um, and some of that is around this concept of like using a template. Uh, this is what I found with videos. You're looking, if you start with like a new creative idea, then everything is new and can be difficult to change a lot of these variables at the same time. If you're changing like an outdoor video and then an indoor video and a or like a faceless video or some other sort of thing, you're switching between all of those different things and in an ad hoc way, um, then it becomes very difficult to like get the work done. So we're basing this on kind of templates is what I've found works best. And a template might be that you have a um, uh, like a video that starts with a visual hook and then has some B-roll with some music and of a you know a voiceover, and that would be sort of a piece of template, and you can then say find the visual hook over here, find the B-roll in the Google Drive, find um, the music in CapCut, and ask ChatGPT to do the voiceover for it. So then those are all of the assets required to build that particular piece of content, and you don't have to like figure out how to get things that you don't have. If you want to avoid the problem where like you come up with this idea but it requires like a prop or a costume or something, and then you got to like go to the store and buy something. So I'm trying to avoid those sorts of situations. Then we have long form YouTube videos. I'm trying to do one of those per week. And that's really about developing a relationship with the audience where they get to know, uh, the people involved in the company a little bit and a little bit deeper into what the product's all about. Um, so that's, I think after the whole US election thing, really apparent that long form content really develops relationships in a way that you can't with short form stuff. So trying to commit to at least one of those per week, and um, that'll be sort of based around a format as opposed to a template. So I'm hoping anyway that will build up a little bit of a show on YouTube that works that way. Photo posts kind of go along with the short form video, in that what I'm thinking is Instagram has like we want to do one video, one photo per day, every day of the week. And um, and the photo, similar sort of thing. We got a bunch of templates. Some of them are just going to be pictures of the product. Some of them are going to be pictures of customers or UGC or lifestyle sort of pieces. Some of them would be AI generated to make it simple, but it's all kind of based on a like based on coverage of different types of content, different templates that we just sort of spread them out, and it doesn't seem like we're repeating the same thing too frequently. You Articles, one per week. That would be published on the website mostly, but it could be a recipe. It could be sort of a long SEO kind of focused piece around ingredients or something. And then we've got short form text posts. That would be like tweets and or whatever, X posts. That's sort of like a high volume thing, and I have a little bit of a strategy around using pro.x.com. If you haven't used that, it gives you like sort of a multi-column layout. It lets you find interesting things to jump into the comments on. So I want to do sort of 10 replies a day and a couple of posts is kind of the order of magnitude there. And they're very quick and simple to do. Emails, I'm trying to do 3 to 4 emails per week. Those are like designed emails for the most part. Maybe an occasional text only email, but and again, it's similar to some of the other things. I want to have a sort of iteration of going through all of our products, going through any possible deals, going through special events, or features of the product that benefits that I want to make a call out on. So, and then just sort of repeating that stuff often enough that you're reminded about it. There's some value there, a little bit of a story kind of thing, showcasing reviews or uh, customers and that sort of stuff. So that, and then the final piece of this is around ideation. And this is a little bit of sort of filling out some of these items so that there's content to pull from when we go and want to do a photo or want to do a video. We have with content for the long form videos and that sort of thing to get some inspiration from when we are lacking. And spending an hour a week in like a brainstorming kind of mode where just like dump ideas onto a spreadsheet or a Word doc or something or Notion and have that kind of as a resource to break through sort of that you know problem where you're stuck for something to record or a concept to write an email about on a particular day. Um, yeah, so spending an hour a week to do that is hopefully going to be an hour well spent, and that is something that I sort of am basing on a suggestion from Patty Galloway, who is a big YouTuber, and he suggests trying to come up with 100 video ideas per week to have in your back pocket. Um, I'm gonna time box it to an hour a week and see what we can come up with that way. But that's that. And then one thing I kind of skipped there, but um, in the back of my mind, I also know that live stream stuff is just like it's one of those things that always seems like it's on the edge of being a thing that people want to do, and you see it being huge in China, and it's inevitable that it's going to be a thing here, just a matter of time. Um, it is a thing on TikTok to a certain extent, but sales oriented live streams hasn't really caught on the same way that it did in China. I think that will happen, but in the meantime, it's something that um, I do have some experience with some of the sports stuff that I do, doing YouTube live streams, and I'd like to take that and do a little bit more here on the ecom side of things and try and do it in a way where like I am right now, getting used to camera swaps and multiple angles and being able to interact with keeping a live stream interesting to watch. Um, and so I'm hoping to get sort of the workflow figured out to make it work mechanically, um, to do. And then once I'm happy with it, um, I'll probably try and do some live streams, both on YouTube and perhaps on TikTok. We did do a couple of times on Instagram, and because we do have a bit of an audience there, but it was hit or miss. It seems like Instagram doesn't really promote live streams in the same way, so it's hard to sort of grow an audience there. Anyway, some of these things, by the way, I'm trying to get to be sort of a negative CAC situation. I'd love to get the YouTube up to the point where we can um, earn money on that as a channel. Same with the Instagram. Um, not just promoting the product, but also creating enough entertainment value that the channel itself is profitable from a AdSense revenue or what have you. Um, and yeah, so I hope that's interesting to somebody out there. Um, and I'm gonna keep building this out. This is like building the machine that creates this content. Um, and I really want to build this in a way that I can execute it to make sure it makes sense. But in a couple of months, I can give some of this stuff to other people and be able to make sure that it's getting done consistently over time, and that all of these things turn into real tasks every day, and we get delivered content for all of these things, and ideally in advance, so that they can be scheduled out and not be all sort of last minute productions. um yeah, so that is today's video. Hopefully that was interesting, helpful, whatever. um and I'm trying to grow this channel, so it would be amazing if you just like and subscribe. um that would be very much appreciated. And I will see you tomorrow.